Salt and sugar. Every grain of salt in your salt shaker, unless it has been broken somehow, is a square crystal, absolutely square to the millionth of an inch. Every grain of salt that ever was made of square crystals. I don't know anything else in chemistry that has a square crystal. If you look under a microscope and see a square crystal, you know it is sodium chloride. But I don't know anything else that has a square crystal. One day I went out to the Cary Salt Works because I just nose into everything I can. Nature is my hobby. There is a difference, between a hobby and a horse. You can get off a horse. I went to this Cary Salt Works and asked the chemist if he had ever seen a grain of salt, whether it was made synthetically in the laboratory or taken out of seawater or dug out of the ground or obtained in any way, whatever, that was not perfectly square. He said, "Dr. Wilson, you will never find a grain of salt that isn't square. Sodium and chlorine go together in an absolutely square grain. Now, sugar doesn't. Sugar is composed of three things that have no taste, no color, no odor. God puts them together and makes sugar. But you'll never see a square grain of sugar. You can examine them all you please. They don't go together at a square grain. Don't ask me why. I only know there are only irregular shapes, never regular shapes." Bearing of young. Do you know that all bird eggs hatch in multiples of 7 days, except the pigeon egg, which hatches in 18 days, and a quail egg, which hatches in 23 days? Everything else I have been able to find hatches in 7, 14, 21, etc. I couldn't find any egg that hatched in 1 week. 7 days, until one day I was in the study of our precious brother Coltman over at Detroit. While looking through his library, I found a book on potatoes. I found that a potato's bug eggs hatch in 7 days, 1 week. I said, "Thank you, Lord. I have been looking for years for something that hatched in 7 days." Then the eggs of all these domestic birds around here hatch in 2 weeks, the hen egg in 3 weeks, the chick egg in 4 weeks, the wild mallard and the eagle egg in 5 weeks, the parrot egg, the ostrich egg, the alligator egg hatch in 6 weeks. A snake egg hatches in 7 weeks. That is the longest of all the eggs. Don't ask me why. I only know what God does. He does regularly. That is the reason he asks you to give your life to him, so he can make you what he wants you to be. Animals come the same way. I telephoned our zookeeper. In Kansas City, my friend had said, "I wish you would write to the Lincoln Park Zoo in Chicago, the Golden Gate Zoo in San Francisco, and the Central Park Zoo in New York and ask if they know any animals that is not born in a period of 7s. All the records I had showed that they came in regular weeks. The mouse takes 2 weeks, the rat takes 3 weeks, the cat 8 weeks, the dog 9 weeks, the fox 10 weeks, and all the big cat animals, the lion, tiger, puma, leopard, are born in 13 weeks, but it takes 39 weeks for a horse. I can't figure that out. All the big monkeys come in 35 weeks, the chimpanzee, ape, gorilla, and baboon, while all the little monkeys come in 22 weeks. It takes 26 weeks to make a bear, 29 weeks to make a deer. They all come in weeks. They all come in 7s. Why? Because the God of heaven is a God of order. And you came in 40 weeks. I don't care who you are. You came in 40 weeks. I brought babies into the world for 35 years, so I know it takes 40 weeks to make a human being. That did something to Darwin. He went down to Tierra del Fuego, the southern point of South America, where he found what he said was the lowest form of human life. He made some investigation after the missionaries went in there and he could get in, and he found those people were born in 40 weeks, just the same as the finest people in the United States and England. Every human being comes in 40 weeks. I don't care whether he be in the heart of Africa or whether he be in Chicago. Now, you can't explain it, neither can I.